He believed that if he were supported, he could revolutionize everything with his work. Therefore, he invites Victor to his house the next day to discuss it. That day, William and his fiancée Elizabeth, who was Heinrich's niece, were also scheduled to visit Victor. When Victor arrives at Heinrich's house, Heinrich tells him about the lymphatic system and that he himself had worked as an army surgeon for many years. For this reason, he wants Victor to infuse life into a prosthetic using the nervous and lymphatic systems. Victor is taken aback by this and wonders why Heinrich desires it. But Heinrich says he will fully support Victor's experiment and ensure the project is completed as soon as possible. In return, he wants nothing now. He just wants to record the experiment as a historical record. Victor asks for time to consider his offer. Soon after, William and Elizabeth arrive. Victor is captivated when he sees Elizabeth. He had never seen such a beautiful girl before. Although Elizabeth jokingly calls Victor eccentric, he does not take offense. The laboratory and the creature. Following these events, Heinrich takes William and Victor to a castle in Edinburgh that had been closed for many years. Victor is impressed by the castle, and then Heinrich informs him that the castle will now be their laboratory. He can specify any equipment he needs. Hearing this, Victor is extremely delighted. He immediately begins listing his necessities, which William writes down, as he had to organize the entire setup. During this experiment, one day, Victor goes to select one of the prisoners facing execution to gather parts for creating his prosthetic body. As he prepares to leave, he sees Elizabeth purchasing books. Victor approaches her. Afterward, they have lunch together and even dance. And for the first time, Victor truly felt joy in living. He could not pinpoint what was so special about Elizabeth that drew him to her. Perhaps they shared common interests, or something else was at play. In this way, Victor often visits the city to meet Elizabeth under the pretext of work, and he keeps William occupied with the experiment work at the castle. One day, Heinrich visits him and says that the safety of Elizabeth is their joint responsibility, so Victor must not take any action that would make things difficult for her. Along with this, he also informs Victor that a war is about to begin in a week, and because of this, he will not be funding the project for much longer. Hearing this, Victor reminds him that he had previously claimed to have immense wealth. Heinrich replies that yes, he has money, but not time. Victor becomes very distressed by this news. He was very close to his achievement, but he was also encountering errors in several areas, and he could not understand where. Then, suddenly one day, Elizabeth comes to visit him, and Victor confesses his feelings. He tells her he loves her, but she does not respond because she probably knows it is wrong, and for this reason, she leaves the butterfly they caught together with Victor and departs. Victor becomes profoundly depressed by this rejection. He could not believe Elizabeth had left him, and now he sits alone in the bathtub. Suddenly, he sees his body reflected in the mirror. He has a realization, after which he immediately goes to the dead body he wanted to revive, and he changes the position of the wiring on its back. With this, the dead man comes to life, making a very loud sound, which frightens Victor, and he immediately disconnects the electrical supply. But this time, his experiment was finally successful. Seeing this success, Victor begins creating a new body that he can bring to life. For this, he extracts good tissues and organs from many different corpses. Heinrich was fully assisting him with this. Furthermore, to infuse life into such a large body, they needed a very powerful electrical source, for which they decided to use lightning. Tragedy and awakening. When the body was fully prepared, he was just waiting for a major storm, and his wait quickly ends.